welcome back to the channel. Please comment, like, and subscribe. So, guys, I have to say this. I do agree with Gypsy on one thing. There does need to be prison reform. Think about it. How in the world does someone that does the act that's guilty, second degree murder, how do they get 8.5 years to serve? And you've got people that are doing drug crimes and things like this that gets 20 years. And not only that, do they get that much time, but why is it that when they're released, they have to go to a halfway house? They have to learn how to live. They have to get a real job. But then you have someone like Gypsy Rose Manson that is released to her husband, but only stays there a couple months and then goes running to her dad's house. Not only that, you got to think, at that house, there was drinking, there was some pew-pews, things that you're not even supposed to have or even be around when you're on parole. But somehow she got away with it. Not only that, her crime was orchestrated through social media. But yet, they didn't think that they should put a safeguard on social media and say that she needs to stay off. Some of the things that she did while she was out on parole, other people would have been dragged back to prison. So what makes her so much better than the others? Why didn't she have to get a real job? Don't you, in my opinion, it did not do her any favors. Because the girl now will be out for 2 years come this December. And she has not had to work a real job. She's not paid anything back to society. The only thing she gave to society was a smut book. Are you kidding me? And you have other people that, and I'm not saying that drugs isn't a crime. I'm not saying that at all. But I have an issue whenever people go to prison for these drug crimes. Because it seems like to me, with those crimes, it's according to who catches you first. If you decide to go to rehab, then you have a sickness. A family history of addiction. But if the police catch you before you get to that rehab, then you're a felon. And that felony will follow you around for the rest of your life. Even if you do this felony, you do it when you're 18 years old. It's some drug crime. You do it, you're 18, you go to prison for a couple years, then you get out. You're labeled. You now cannot get, you can't, they're going to be doing a background check on me. I know it happened 20 years ago, but you still don't get that break because you made that mistake back when you were 18. And I just had to stop and talk about this for a minute. Why? I just think the system is so bad. Gypsy Rose has gotten, she got millions for her crime. And our government doesn't think that there's not something wrong with this. Shouldn't the family of her victims Shouldn't they have gotten the money that she made? Why was she able to orchestrate this lie to the world? To the world. And it seems like since she did this lie to the world, nobody wants to stand up and say, hey, we got this wrong. And I think that's a shame because now, how many copycats have we had out there? How many young people have tried to follow in the steps of Gypsy Rose Blanchard? And not a one of them will get the break that Gypsy received. Look at Carly Gregg over in Mississippi. She got a life sentence. And she's what? She's not even 16 yet, and she got a life sentence. So, what was really behind? Why this big push? And they let Gypsy just a slap on the wrist. Why? And when she said that she wanted to do prison reform, she doesn't. I don't think she wants the prison reform that's needed because she should still be in prison. In my opinion, Nicholas Godejohn, he's the one that's paying her debt to society because she thinks she spent 8.5 years in prison, that her slate is clean, that she can do whatever she wants because you already heard. She's living in a house with pew-pews right now, and nobody cares because it's Gypsy Rose Blanchard. But you, like I said, you let some other person that just got out of jail do some of the things that she has done, and they would find themselves back behind those walls. So why? Why did she get off so lucky? And her story should be one of the stories they use on why there should be prison reform. There's no reason in this world she should have gotten off as easy as she did. She planned it for years. And look at all the people that has been affected. Nicholas Godejohn's life is gone. His mother, she died of a broken heart because of what happened to her son. And she knew something was wrong with Gypsy, but when your child gets to that age, what can you do? You can't tell somebody that's an adult, no, you can't see that person. So her story should be used for prison reform. Because it's just, and I know life is not fair, but this really isn't fair. Guys, am I on the wrong track? Am I thinking of it wrong? Because look at how many people that made a mistake when they were younger, got that felony, but got out, changed their life. They're trying to live the American dream, but they have that scarlet letter, that big F for felony is right there on their shirt. And there's nothing that they can do to make things right. But yet, they put Gypsy on that pedestal for her to make millions when there's others that got out and having a trouble finding a job. Why was it she made to work? And that's her problem because nobody holds her accountable. Nobody makes her live a true life. And I don't think she'll ever learn. And I think she'll end up reoffending because she hasn't learned a lesson. And if you haven't learned that lesson, you will reoffend. Guys, tell me what you think in the comments. And I love each and every one of you guys. And please press that like button. Press that hype button. I love you guys. And Let's do a live later on today, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.